I'm going to give you guys like the best nursing hack ever if you need to give a patient an enema when they have a rectal tube in. I learned this from another nurse years ago, so I cannot take credit for this hack, but I'm going to share it with you and it's going to be life changing if you've never heard of it. So it's not uncommon for a patient to have a rectal tube and we still administer enemas. Maybe it's a lactulose enema, maybe it's a vanco enema, whatever it may be. But when someone has this tube in their bottom, it can be difficult to draw up a whole liter or whatever is ordered for their enema and individually draw it up and push it in through the rectal tube. You do not have to sit there and do that. Let me show you what you can do instead. If you're familiar with these rectal tubes, this little blue port here is an irrigation port. This is where you can actually administer, medications or flushes or whatever it may be through the rectal tube up into the patient's rectum. It's a Lurlock syringe, just like you would use to connect like an IV tubing to. So what you can do is you can take your traditional enema bag and you see the end of the enema tubing here. You're going to go ahead and just cut that off. And then you're going to take your secondary tubing, this bad boy right here, and you're going to actually spike the cut end of the enema bag. So now you can connect the Lurlock end of your secondary tubing to the blue irrigation port on your rectal tube and go ahead and put your fluids or whatever you're administering in your enema bag, and you have an easy way to clamp it. It's not messy. It's going to flow into the patient, and you don't have to individually draw up a cajillion syringes and manually by hand inject them into the rectal tube. You're welcome.